All right, welcome to another episode of 35 All Grip. Today's guest, Richard Allen.
I am here. It is me.
Thanks for being here, Rick.
Of course.
Got a little intro for you here. Here it is. Rick Allen is another APB pillar. He's a true Southeast slayer and is the man that brought you APB Volume 1, 3, and 2 to fruition. When Rick isn't editing classic downhill videos, you can find him in front of the camera terrorizing a neighborhood near you. He's a genuine person, and we're lucky to have him here.
Wow. Thank you, Dan. Thank you so much, my friend.
Hey.
It's an honor to be here. Definitely been watching the show for a while, and, stoked to grace it myself. I love the intro. You got your own sway in the morning thing going on. I love it.
Well, it was only a matter of time before we had you on. So starting off, I just wanted to touch on, saw a few clips. Looked like you got clipped up on Instagram recently. Speaking of neighborhoods.
I did. Finally got a run back from Kyle. You know how it can be. Nothing at you, Kyle. I love you. But you know how it can be getting the footage back from various filmers. Everybody's got their own thing.
Oh, yeah.
So finally got that. Toxaway run. Kyle also dropped a full part with it. So, people should check that out. I'll link it or something.
We'll definitely link that in the show notes, 100%.
But I got my Toxaway run out there. I like to hit runs hot before anybody else can really get a chance. Before when there's a new road and it's gnarly, I like to get out there before anybody can drop anything terribly hot and get my run off. But yeah,
it was pretty hot.
Thank you.
Speaking of terrorizing neighborhoods, that was just absolute terror.
Yeah. No, that was a little bit about that one. That was I got lucky and Kyle was working on that part and he hit me up just one day to come out and film. And I'd already been there once before to help film the Mirage video. So that's the one with Jake Hewick. And him and Booby went out there maybe a few months before that or the winter before. And I filmed. So I'd only skated basically that top corner or into that top corner before, and then the next combo left right. So I had no idea how much faster it got towards the bottom, and then what was going on into those two lefts. So makes sense why I ended up in the guardrail on the second one.
Are you good?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, luckily, my subconscious has been my best friend for years when it comes to not hitting stuff. So
glad you're all right.
Thanks, brother.
I was also checking out, it looks like you have a strength and explosiveness kind of camp you've been doing.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna touch on that?
Yeah, for sure. I've been trying to get myself back in shape for just various downhill activities. We got soldiers coming up and stuff. And got Khalil at the house. It's my roommate, him and Zachy. And, I've always been a force to be reckoned with. You can account for this yourself, Dan, off the start line. So trying to give that knowledge to whoever else can, use it. Khalil definitely could, but
I know I could.
Yeah. So yeah, just Rick Speed and Strength Camp. Join now, Irwin High School.
Just 3 easy payments.
3 small installments, and you too can be one of the fastest pushers in the game. Yeah. So.
I gotta get out to one of your camps before. Or at least a few times before we get to soldiers, because that's definitely a weak point.
Yeah, you do. Man.
I don't push in.
Yeah, whereas I have to train some of the boys on the pushing thing because it's something I just got lucky to have from all my years of football and doing in track and stuff. I'm terrible at tucking. I've got the Asheville no tucking, bug. I may be one of the people that is the leaders of that. I don't tuck. I don't really like to for a long time. Soldiers is a long tuck for me. Actually fully vesting in that tuck for that long is actually a thing. So that's what I got to work on.
We'll get you ready.
Let's do it.
We'll get you set up. So I wanted to kind of get into the early years of Rick. Kind of just get down to some of the basics. Where'd you grow up, Rick?
So I grew up in Orlando, Florida. Super flat, not many hills there at all. like basically started like doing football and stuff. That was like my first real love. And then, excuse me. But yeah, football for years. Like first, I didn't like had like a skateboard like one time when I was a kid. I like found one in a forest by my grandma's house, and then like less than a week later, my uncle like ran it over driving out of the, driving out of the yard. So, maybe in some alternate timeline, my skate career started there, but in this one, I didn't really start skating till I was like 20, honestly. So maybe like I was in college before I really started skating, and got my first board from Azumi's in Florida on like a summer vacation. It was a Arbor GB Sizzler. Shout out Arbor. And went back to my college campus. I was at South Alabama at the time. No, wait, no. I was at my first school. I was at a D3 in Texas at the time, and started pushing around there. And yeah, ended up finding like a group of guys that skated out there at the time. What was their name? Slab, the San Antonio longboarders or something like that. And that was like my first foray into like downhill. I was like sessioning, didn't even know at the time who he was, but like hanging out with Nick Hayes, sessioning with that guy. People probably remember him from like early O-Tang videos. Just,
oh yeah,
going crazy back in the day. Him, like Cord Brown, like Slab City Jake. Nobody knows who that guy is anymore. And that's really where I met a lot of the Texas homies. And, I ended up transferring to a school in Alabama, South Alabama. And, ended up meeting basically the rest of the crew that I would, go on to like do longboard stuff with. And I don't know, for years.
So there's hills in Texas. There
are surprisingly. There is a reason not a ton of the Texas guys. It's like big Florida. It's like it's like big Claremont out there. So it's mostly garages. That's why the Texas guys don't mind getting handsy at all. That's why I had an early reputation for being pretty physical on the road. But I got it from them, so it can't be helped. But yeah, there's hills out there. There's like there's faults. I don't know if you remember like the Wham Bam Slide Jam. That's like something that went down a bunch out there.
Okay.
Out in the middle, like nowhere. Kind of met those dudes, the new Braunfels crew. And, there's some steep stuff out there in Texas Hill Country. I remember like, what was the name of those races? The water tower races were kind of a big deal back in the day over there.
Okay, I heard of those for sure.
Yeah, and, definitely just remember just being there and kind of getting my first taste of like how big the community could be. And like, at the time things were pretty hot. So it was like, there's like Jarg and, James Jones, like one of the first black dudes I saw like skating, like that I could like really touch, Of course there was like AFB and stuff, but James Jones was there. And a lot of those dudes, I could just watch and be like, oh, this is cool. They're like all leathered up, just hauling way faster than I could go at the time. And I was like, yeah, I can really sink my teeth into this. So that was like the beginning of me really starting to love downhill. And, I attribute a lot of who I am to the Texas scene. Shout out to all those guys. Shout out Greg Noble. Shout out Scotty. All the people that really, put something into me when I was just figuring stuff out. So
that's right. You really made the rounds around the Southeast.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely call myself like a Southeast aficionado.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, back to Florida.
Yeah.
Saw I was going back on Skate Everything Technologies YouTube channel.
Nice.
Looks like you went to Carnage on the coast.
Oh man, the Carnage races. Well, yeah, I guess we kind of skipped over a little bit. Also, a big part of my like progression, I guess, when I did eventually get over to Florida, I went to South Alabama. Like a lot of the stuff that went down was out of Pensacola. So there's like the first race I ever went to was a PLOC, a Pensacola Longboarding Outlaw Circuit race. And so that whole thing was run by a good buddy, Mike Harrington. These names will probably start to make a little bit more sense. But yeah, Mike was, I I don't know. Mike taught me a ton of stuff about downhill. Probably taught me the most about downhill early on. So we'd go to like his outlaw races, teaching me how to tuck, sliding and stuff like that. And yeah, started racing there. Kind of got a little, I don't know, I had a little bit of an edge in racing because I was like 190, and the average downhill skater was like, 150 pounds. I was like winning some races just because of making it down the hill, at this point in time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, learned a ton there. Skated around Pensacola a bunch, met the Florida homies, helped, I guess, with Carnage on the coast at times. We ran that out of like Water Boys, which was like the local shop in Pensacola. Mike skated for them, and then I eventually did too. So when they had a downhill team, so yeah, that's how I'm kind of like locked into the Florida scene, and then also know a little bit of everybody else from those days, like the Jug Squad guys down in Miami, or I guess Tampa, that area. Like was going to South Beach Bomb, and things like that around the time. So kind of met a little bit of everybody.
I feel like the scene was like massive in that era.
It really was. It really was. Like I said, there's definitely regions. There was a lot going on in Claremont. There was like Prescott and everything that was going on in Tallahassee. So like anybody that knows those people. And then of course all the Pensacola stuff. So yeah, there was like Florida events with like 50 people. So it was trippy. But yeah,
That's wild.
Sharpened my teeth there a bunch.
When did like S.E.T start? Well, first off, if you want to explain what S.E.T is to the folks at home, and also like when that started around that time too, or
basically S.E.T is like a brainchild of like me, my buddy Dylan Glass, and Win Turnbow. So something we started in college, and I guess a little bit after that period, so kind of towards the end of me being in school, and a little bit after like meeting all the Florida folks. But yeah, up in South Alabama, just eventually came up with the idea. We kind of ran a group there already called S.E.T, South Alabama Longboard Team. I love acronyms.
it was an era for acronyms.
It was an acronym heavy era. But S.E.T, we ran S.E.T together, and we just eventually had the idea to like, man, we're paying too much for gloves because we sucked, and we're like, just putting our hands down all the time and just wrecking our stuff, walking up the hill with the gloves on. Just torching our stuff. So we just decided to start something. Came up with the concept for the gloves. I basically designed them early on, put the finger pucks on as kind of like our staple thing. And this was maybe 2015. Like this is all happening like that year. I'm a shift lead at Walgreens. I'm like not doing great in school. Just because of like skating so much. I was also on the football team this year. Like I had finally like, this is like a weird twist in my life because it was like the turning point for downhill. I finally like made, the football team at South Alabama, which was pretty much the whole reason I transferred from the D3 to go to like this D1 football school. And, but I was also skating a bunch at the time. So like made the spring, missed the tryout the first year, second year, made the spring team. And then ended up getting a high ankle sprain from like learning toe sides. So, it's all bad. Like my coach is pissed at me. I'm having to do like, all kind of rehab, and I barely make it back before the spring game. And like, got a few plays in, but just wasn't, who I needed to be to fully make the team. And that's where I basically made the decision, or life made the decision for me to just pursue downhill completely, pretty much. So.
I didn't realize you were such an athlete. Jeez, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. I get it off.
Could have been different. You could have been in the NFL.
Yeah, I think it would have taken. I think it really. My mom's 4'11", my dad's like 6'1". It really would have taken me getting a couple more inches, and maybe faster 40 time, or like a higher bench press and all that stuff. But I think it worked out. I think as a kid, I was like running around my neighborhood, jumping curves on like rollerblades and shit like that, and just jumping bikes. So I was always super into the action sports stuff, like watching X Games and stuff as a kid. So, and just like I said, could never really touch it because I was in Florida. So I think it ended up working out for me. I'm definitely happier.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
I think it worked out great.
for sure. I could be out there chasing a Canadian football or arena football league.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, man.
It could be bad.
XFL.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be ugly.
Could have been ugly. I was checking out on set the Walk Up Chronicles.
Oh yeah. Oh God. It's probably it's a little dangerous of you to bring that up. Most people don't bring up Walk Up Chronicles nowadays because I'm usually like if I first meet you, I'm usually the one that's like, "Have you seen the Walk Up Chronicles?" And it's like,
Well, here I am bringing it up.
yeah, no, it's like it really chronologues. I don't know if that's the right word even, but probably. Oh, now you want to call me Will? After we'll have to get into this later, but like when there's like a million sessions going on, and you like don't get the invite, but the homies in town and you like no, so they're like shadow ghosting you. But yeah, it's okay. We'll get into it.
Oh boy, okay.
But what are we talking about?
Walk Up Chronicles.
Walk Up Chronicles. Okay, so I guess in the midst of like the whole Alabama thing, we started going to like these AUDH races, which was
Oh yeah.
yeah, you remember those for sure. That was like the Auburn guys throwing races because we threw basically like the race for research. I threw that on the campus of South Alabama, and these guys were like, "Oh, we can do that." Like Alex Manning, Richie Caselli, and Wes Orman. No, those are like the homies. And they were up in Auburn at school, and they found this road in like I forget the name of the city, but it's just like North Alabama. And yeah, we would just go up there. It was like a long road, and we called it Fire Tower. Obviously, there's a fire tower at the top, like every single road. But yeah, it's just a bomb. It's like the first road I went to that was like 50 miles an hour for sure.
I've been to this road.
Yeah, you've been to this one. Yeah,
Oh
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah, it's like I was getting to this at the beginning of like me really like being able to do this stuff. Like it's like when you go to that first road that's like I don't know if I should be going down this today. Like I don't know if is this really what pushing around campus has gotten me to?
Is this what I want?
Yeah. But I just remember hauling with this thing. So the first time I was there was maybe me, Taylor Martin, again, all the AUDH guys, like all the Auburn homies, and my buddy Dylan, and just some other characters. I think some of the Georgia crew had started to come to these first ones as well. But yeah, just going down this road again, still had kind of the curve of like being just big and being able to get down stuff quick. So ended up making it to the finals. But the whole day I'm like foot braking at 50, like, and the road's brand new.
You were foot braking into the left?
Yeah. There's like old videos of it. Yeah. Because that's all I could do, dude. It's like I tried to slide, I think, a couple times early on, and I just exploded. I'm pretty sure I had like pink reflex stain on and surf rods and to take over, and I was just like not
working.
Not working for me. And yeah, so just I was just foot braking at 50, just holding on to dear life, making it around the corner, and yeah, ended up getting fourth at that thing. It's like my first little mountain race, and just kept coming back to that one, getting better. Eventually ended up meeting so I met Deitch up there for the first time. I met Phil Scar up there for the first time. I met like Dre on there for the first time. So yeah, I ended up meeting a lot of the the premium cast for me early on up there at those races. So it's definitely a little breeding ground or something like that.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like a transformative event you went to.
For sure. Yeah, definitely met a lot of the guys that would eventually be on like set. So like getting back to that, we started that, like 2015. Just an idea to kind of get something off. And yeah, then we had the idea of like the set tour, which is just going around and, getting a little team together. So the first person I called was like Garrett. Yeah, Garrett's the first person I called because I had met Garrett. I forget where, in between this time, but I met Garrett and I was like, if anybody, like this guy's amazing. So I was like, if anybody can convince like other, because we're still like a little kooky at this time, like still like just barely on, So, and I was like, if I can get this guy Garrett to get on, who's like shredding everything right now, and he's like a little wily kid, then I can get everybody else to get on. So like, call Garrett, and he's just like, Garrett.
Oh yeah.
He's like just same guy he's always been, super free spirited, like super like, yeah, I'm down to like ride. He's just always been down to ride, and yeah, put Garrett on first, and then was able to reach out to everybody else, like Brendan, Brandon Waller, Drayon, those guys early on, and yeah, gave us a little bit more legitimacy, and yeah, then we just proceeded to go on like a little tour throughout the Southeast, and Johnny too, yeah. So I like had met all these guys, like I forget where I first met Johnny too, Johnny Rutherford, and I was like, these are the guys we got to get. Super Southeast. We'll make this like a Southeast team, and
pretty rad team.
It's pretty unfuckwithable group of guys, but yeah, love to have them in the corner, and yeah, they made it super easy coming out the gate. So I went up to Chattanooga basically on that tour first to go like pick up Johnny and Dre. And then like we made like our first sale at like a shop up there. I forget the name of it, but like Dre was like working in a kitchen that was connected to this skate shop place, and like yeah, we just made a sale there, and like it just basically funded the rest of that tour. Like got us up to NC, and
Oh, so you went to Chattanooga to NC. That's true.
Yeah, like it was literally like a little tour. Like got my car, got the boys in, and then yeah, went to Chat. Skated a bunch of stuff up there, and then me and Dre drove up to NC and met up with Gary and Kevin, and then that was my first time staying at Deitch's old place. I forget the name of it, but I brought it up here before.
Oh, the Sevier Street house?
Sevier Street, yep. Went to Sevier Street, right in the middle of that. I had to clear some stuff up about Jitterbug. That's what I had to remember. But yeah.
I figured we'd eventually get.
You knew we'd get here.
What do you have to clear up?
I think Jack just had the day all weird or something, or didn't mention me, and it was, had me butt hurt in my car on the way home or something. But
oh.
No, I just remember this weekend. I guess the weekend I came up, it was like. I don't know if they maybe found like Jitterbug the weekend before or something, but nobody had skated it yet. So it was like me, Kevin, Garrett, Alex, and I'm pretty sure Jordan Bryan went out there. I think we checked it like the day before, like that Friday or that Saturday, and then went out to go skate it. And yeah, that's where we got the slippery when wet video that Alex did. So basically it came up and like paid, like Alex Amin was here, talked to him before, and he was like on his hot streak at this point in time.
Oh, big time.
Super hot. And then so talked to him and paid him $300 to like, basically record all this early footage. So we got like Paradise Runs and that Jitterbug stuff and like Turkey stuff, all of that on this tour. And yeah, paid Alex for all that. And yeah, it's a good time.
Hell yeah.
A little bit of controversy in there because Alex was like, I'm just going to keep this Garrett run, like the inaugural run.
Oh, and you wanted it for set.
And I wanted it. Yeah. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Ooh.
But, you can't overtalk him at that point in time. He was Alex. So.
Dang. All right. This is a cool little backstory. I didn't know.
There's some backstory.
I didn't know.
For sure.
Right.
But yeah, that was my first time. Yeah, being up there. Like I said, met Deitch back at the AEDH, and he's just been basically like he was like the beacon, for my body type, for my like what I wanted to do, like go that fast, slide that intuitively. So like yeah, it was really cool to being like his graces, his presence at that time.
Absolutely, he was like
sure.
Really on a hot streak.
Oh yeah,
like 2015 Deitch. Oh my gosh,
couldn't even text the guy.
Couldn't even text him, dude.
But yeah.
Well, I got a little segue here. Got some guest questions today.
Oh.
So I
love this column. Yeah, I love this section.
Got a guest question from Pocket Milk.
Oh, Lord.
Here goes.
I just called.
Hey guys, how's it going? Calling in with a question for Rick Allen.
Damn.
Rick, my question is, what is speed? And a follow-up question for that, can speed be attained? And if so, how does one attain speed? Thanks.
Well, that is a good question, Milk.
Thoughts?
I do have some thoughts. Let's see, speed. How do you get speed? I do kind of outline this in my Obsidian article that's coming out pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, but
I got one ordered.
Oh, let's go. You hit the pre-order. That's how you do it.
Oh yeah.
But dude, speed is like it's like abandonment. It's like freedom. It's like a different word for freedom, you know? It's like, forgive me, these are like the rants I go on with like Pocket Milk of just like saying,
I like this. Keep going.
Nonsense. But yeah, it's just like releasing your fucks about making it down the hill safely, you know? It's like, and then it's also like, you know, a lot of people don't get this, like the little side slip thingies with your shoulders, and then like just knowing where the wind is and stuff, dude. It's like it's super intuitive. Speed is just intuition, but like applied down a hill, you know? It's like just getting out of your own way. So
Whoa.
yeah, you know, I can be profound when necessary.
What else did you say? Can it be attained?
Can it be attained? Yes, if you come to Rick's speed and strength camp, it can be attained.
Contact
For a small payment for 3 small payments of $11. You know,
Goes a long way.
You can attain speed. So sign up now.
Well, thank you, Pocket Milk, for that question.
Shout out to the whole Milk Squad, all the Tennessee folks. It's insane. I don't know if you're going to get into this. I hate to jump your questions, but like there's so many. It's crazy to have like this many people in the area. Like there's a Tennessee scene now.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole scene in Tennessee now. Like we would just go over there and be the people in Tennessee when we would skate over there. But like now there's like a whole team. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're all killing it. Tennessee scene is rad. And they're all so good.
They're all so good. They're all so wholesome. They don't have any of the, you know, they're not being mean to each other yet.
Not yet.
So they got it figured out right now.
Yeah. Shout out to their scene. Shout out Tennessee. Shout out Milk.
Shout out the Milk Squad.
All right, I wanted to do I got a segment here, kind of been workshopping. Been doing Name That Road in the past. Today, you know, we're going to kind of go along the same line, but it's going to be road trivia. Okay. All right. You know, you're Arbor skateboards guy, so I got some Arbor questions here. Let's see if you can see if you can guess.
Let's get it.
So I might be throwing you a bone. I don't really know, but here goes. All right.
I prefer one.
In the opening clip of James Kelly's Welcome to the Team Arbor video, he's holding a pole cam. What road is he skating?
Oh, God. James is welcome to the team. I call myself like the video aficionado of like, you know, just knowing every video that's come out on Downhill since I started. But James is welcome to the team video holding a pole cam.
I'm pretty sure it's like a Wiz Khalifa song, too, in the start, if that helps.
Damn, I think I'm blanking completely on this one.
You got to think like Skate House Media.
Oh, I'm blanking so hard, dude. No, yeah, you got me on this one. I know like every other James Arbor video.
You can take a guess. Take a stab.
Is it tuna?
Correct. Hey!
It's gotta be. There's like 6 roads in Cali total. So
Yeah, I was like, I think he'll get this.
he'll get it. Is it a first? I guess it's Welcome to the Team as a tuna video for Sucrose back in the day, or Arbor?
It's Arbor. It's
Okay,
like
okay.
it's a bunch of, it's like a few roads, but like the start is tuna. So yeah,
Nice.
threw
Yeah, when
you off a little bit.
It threw me off because when you say James and Arbor, I immediately go to like freaking Burn It Down, or like that one.
Oh, this is probably like 2011.
Yeah, that's got to be back. This got to be back in the day. Like I think about that one Jack Boston video. That's like mostly in red, but
Oh yeah, legendary.
yeah,
I rewatched those actually recently. I'm like, damn, these really hold up still.
They really hold up. Some of my favorite cinematic shots in those videos for sure.
I got another question too. This one is for
Stumped.
the listeners.
Okay.
Comment on the Instagram or even the YouTube if you know the road. So here it is. In the Arbor Sucrose Summit video, Coop is featured skating this road.
I do know this one.
Comment on the YouTube or Insta if you know. Thanks for playing. All right.
Thanks for playing.
So I guess we can kind of start getting into, we kind of touched a little bit on, your first time going to North Carolina. What was kind of your journey to eventually moving to North Carolina and kind of becoming a pastry boy?
Right. So yeah, we kind of got to it a little bit. Basically came up on the S.E.T tour and, saw the area, like, skated all the premium stuff, skated Turkey, skated Paradise, Jitterbug, like, so came back off of that. I think Chase talks about it, like the PTSD.
Oh yeah, the post skate trip depression.
PSTD, post skate trip depression. And yeah, something like that, basically, coming back off of like such a crazy high like that, and back to Mobile, and it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move to Asheville. But first, I moved back to Florida for a little bit, just kind of get some things together, and then yeah, eventually just moved up to Asheville, and yeah, transferred my job at Sam's Club at the time. I was like working like overnights at Sam's Club, so transferred up here after kind of talking with, I went to NCDH, I believe, in between. So it must have been like 2015, 2016 NCDH. Went to that. And then I met Tyler. Already knew Booby from just skating around the Southeast before. I met Booby at a road called Marvin. But yeah, I met Tyler and started talking to him and Dre about moving up to Asheville. And so basically kind of had that in my mind, left NCDH and went back home to Florida, and was just, living my best life down there, I guess, whatever that is or was. And yeah, just eventually decided to move up here. It was always on the bucket list, and I was like, if I'm going to be busting my ass, I might as well bust my ass in somewhere that I really want to be at. So yeah, moved up here. Stayed with Lur basically at first, like crashed on the couch, like he said. And yeah, and then eventually, like that first week, got roommates as well. Like I maybe crashed on the Kilkenny couch for like a few days, and then and was working at Sam's Club, and then got my roommates at the time, Grace and Austin, and then yeah, lived in Manor Ridge. So Manor Ridge Apartments, right there by Reynolds.
Oh yeah, by Nick's Grill, kind of.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked at Nick's.
Oh yeah,
But
that's right.
I did a million jobs. But yeah, I would just get off of work at like 6, 7 a.m. Go like hike Reynolds some mornings, and then like go get a little bit of sleep, and then go straight over to Kilkenny and like skate all day. Then go to work at 10, do it again. Like I remember them. Was it the Motion guys were in town at one point in time? Like Nate and like Sam Flint and just a whole bunch of the homies came down. I guess one of those first first weekends we like really got Jitterbug like cracked open and we're like sessioning it a bunch. But yeah, just remember getting off of work and going to meet up with those guys, like barely sleeping some days. Just, you know, everybody remembers me from that era of like just being, you know, just sleepy as hell at every session.
I mean, you're working all night and then you're just skating. Like, that's pretty gnar.
Yeah, no, I had the energy to do it at that point in time. I was like 25, you know, just freaking maybe 24, 25, and just wanted to be a part of it, like wanted to be in it as much as possible. So yeah, I made it happen. Showed up, had a lot of cool stuff happen. Free wheels from Nate. I remember just burning sets of wheels down Jitterbug, like a set of like Nate just had boxes and just give you a set of freshies at the top, you know, throw them on, just burning these like, you know, mids wheels by the bottom of Jitterbug, like one run. No doubt. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was basically the trek up here. Got here and kind of fight tooth and nail, like especially at that time to like be in Asheville, like, you know, afford Asheville. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and then eventually we all moved in together, you know. So after a while.
And then the Pastry Palace was created.
And it was born, yeah. Tyler busted his ass to make that happen for all of us, because I remember like we were all like degenerates at the time, so like but yeah, Tyler like made it happen after Keely and all them moved out. Just really, you know, went beyond himself to get a place for us. You know, that's why we call him Mama, because he really made some stuff happen for us early on. Like drove us around to a ton of sessions. That point in time, like, you know, Matt was there every weekend, like every probably Thursday through like Monday. You know, Matt was coming up from Charlotte. You know, we credit Matt with everything as far as filming. Like we wouldn't have filmed anything follow run wise if it weren't for Matt. Like we were strapping the this crappy camera I had for the first APB like onto the one that falls off.
Yeah.
In the first APB video. Like we were just riding around with that thing, and I just had like I just knew we had to record it. You know, that's always been my thing. Like I'm like, well, we got to record it. And then eventually I was like, well, we got to have a name. So we all kind of round tabled that one night, and I was like, I think Tyler had some other ideas. But we were like super close, like just mulling over it for like a couple hours, just sitting in the living room. And it was like, eventually I was like, APB. I was like, Asheville Pastry Boys. It just worked out.
Another acronym.
We're all sitting here eating pastries. Yeah. Another acronym bomb. But yeah. Yeah. And then just recorded it, just made sure that people could see it, because I kind of knew, basically coming from like, you know, coming from SALT and coming from the little groups I had kind of done before that, this is like the same thing, but with like actual momentum behind it and actual like good footage and skating. So I was like, yeah, let's get this out. So yeah, we did. I remember that first premiere party for the first APB being like way bigger than I even expected. It was like huge. I think I skipped going to work that night to like make the party. So had to, but yeah, it was a great time.
When that Little Debbie song kicks in, I'm like, oh my gosh,
I got that purple.
How is that song is so perfect for it's like made for that.
Dude, I did not know. I feel like we might have just been like fucking around, like spoofing somebody in Cali that was like actually on that at the time, or like Tyler was like on that song at the time, and yeah, it just ended up being the perfect thing. So
the first like 3 minutes of that video is just like, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's just straight carnage, just David. Like that's what we were on when we first got here. We were just like fresh. We were all so fresh to like real mountains, to like, you know, we're destroying ourselves daily. Everybody was like Johnny at the time, like everybody that came to the house, we were just a wave of progression. Like everybody's getting better, but we were on film. It looked so bad.
There was like some shots of people going like head first off the road and stuff.
Oh yeah, me. And I'm like, I go into a thorn bush. Like David, like you can see David grind his ass on the cement for like 100 feet. Like one of the first clips.
It's beautiful. Like,
it's beautiful, dude.
It's so glad that all got captured, and
Yeah, me too, honestly.
I like your vision
Thank you,
with
brother.
your edits too. I think it really captures, the essence.
It does, yeah, it does, definitely. Did a bunch of editing early on before that. Like, there's a bunch of terrible stuff. That's basically what Walk Up Chronicles is. It's like, it's like all the really rough editing, me still like kind of honing a little bit of a vision before I actually figured some stuff out when I got up here. But yeah, you put the right people in place and you put like actually cool stuff happening on the film, then editing gets that much easier. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that was kind of the prototype, the Walk Up Chronicles, and then you get to
for
APB.
sure. Well, there's the Walk Up Chronicles, and then there's all the stuff that Dabsville did, and then I was like, and then like part of my eye is like Corey Algie's eye. Like, shout out Corey. But all the Dabsville edits really like, put a battery in my back. Like that whole wave of stuff, like just that kind of our stuff that kind of comes off like street stuff is really what I love. Like I love what Ryder's doing. Not Ryder. No, it is. I'm sorry, Ryder. That's your name. Yeah, I love what Ryder's doing right now, like hitting houses, like with the VX, like getting stuff and just making it look, because that's what it is, super like kind of grungy, like there's something to be said for the super polished video look. Like I love that a lot too. Like some of the stuff that Tom and Jack Boston and them get off over on like the West Coast.
Oh yeah.
Or like even Jake over here at times. It's like it's untouchable. But some of the more grungy, trans world looking stuff is like really does it for me at times.
I like that nitty gritty stuff.
Me too.
It's refreshing too. Like sometimes the polished stuff is almost like too polished or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like Sonora. Sonora run. It's too shiny. Yeah.
I want to see someone fly off the road.
Fall. Show me the fall, because we know it happened. There's like bad lines.
Oh yeah. That was really incredible, and like that, just the lineup of skaters too, and Volume 1 is super rad. A lot of people are still doing it too.
For sure, at that, because we had to give like Dykes the opener in that one, because when we first got here, like I think Tyler and I think like David went over a little bit, like Dykes and them didn't give us the pass, or didn't give. I guess Tyler got here a little bit before me, and Dykes really didn't know who the hell Tyler was. But he knew me a little bit, so when I got up here, it was like a little bit more like, all right, what these guys are okay. They're still blowing it everywhere, but like, I guess they're all right. They can come hang out at least. And so got that, pulling teeth, got that part out of Dykes, and he was like, his part's chill, like his part's like at Zon, because he wasn't actually like gonna come out and skate with us. And like actually
it's like
put
Zon
on
and Grove Cove.
He's like, yeah, I'll come skate with you guys at Zon, So, but we got some sick clips. We got sick clips of him in there, and kind of, I don't even know if people know, but that's like, I'm like my way of messing with Deitch a little bit, and for him giving us, what he considered maybe subpar footage, was giving him that little Yachty song, and it worked out.
I love that.
But yeah, no, I love that video.
Yeah, that was yeah. If you haven't watched APB Volume 1, go give it a watch.
You're missing out.
Yeah, you got to go check that out for sure.
Sorry, David and Tyler, for having your parts be so short. But you all did do the cuts to that, and it can be helped.
Well, what was your favorite part?
Deitch, no doubt.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Think so?
It
was clean. There's some good clean skating, some switch.
Yeah.
A little bit of switch.
Just the whole vibe of it. That we get like a fall, I think more than anything, I was able to capture like a little bit of like Deitch, and that I don't know if it had come off in other videos. So that's probably why I like it the most,
No, it's super rad.
Yeah.
What else was I wanted to touch on? Oh, you have the Chimney Rock raw run in there where you get pulled over by the police in the rain.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, freaking. Who was I with? I think we were riding with like Dan Tangerone and like some of the other Northeast guys just randomly.
Did you pay the gate to get in? Like, you have to pay to go in there, don't you?
No, because that was the part. So we just rode up to like, we just rode up to the gate. And then we were like, oh, you got to pay to get in here? And I was like, all right, we're just going to roll out. So we just went around to like below the guard shack. And it was like patchy. But I was like, fuck, we got to skate it. These guys are down to film it. So
You're like the only person I know that's gone down that road.
yeah, no, I don't think anybody else is that dumb. So like, yeah. But we went down that and yeah, we get blue lighted, mid video. Not the only time, but maybe one of the only times it's like fully captured.
Yeah, that siren is like an actual the siren going
It's
off.
like people ask me all the time, is that like part of the video? I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. They were really close.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
Yeah, incredible.
Great era, kind of like figuring out what the limits were, like what can you really get away with. And I don't know if we really figured it out. Like nobody's really gotten screwed completely. So we'll probably just keep doing dumb stuff.
Just got to kind of push over the line a little bit, see what you can get away with, Ask for forgiveness.
Yeah, way before permission. Yeah, we love that quote.
Well, you had APB Volume 1 came out, like 2016?
Yeah, that didn't take long. That was maybe like 2016.
Something like that?
Yeah, got that out.
And then the follow-up, AP3, comes out.
AP3.
You skipped AP2.
Yep.
Got to go to 3.
Some stuff just goes way over my head. I think that's something Tyler was like, why don't we just skip 2 and go straight to 3? And at the time, like nobody just felt like questioning that. So it was like, all right, whatever. And then just stuff like somebody will say something and then it'll just like roll into fruition. And then
You speak it into existence.
Yeah, exactly. And that just happened. Like it wasn't my idea, but I did all the editing.
Well, the 3 looks like a B too, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, no. Well, that's me. Shout out me for that editing and post. But yeah, no, that was really cool because kind of in between that first one, I guess we got people started to know who we were, and then for the next one, we just like filmed absolutely everything. That one's so long.
It's like over an hour.
It's over an hour. It was like 4 hours of cutting.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, we got Kevin. We got K-Rhymes to come into town.
There's some K-Rams clips in there.
Yeah, so that was like, I don't want to say a turning point, but it was like huge. It was like huge for us to like, as far as validation, as far as like, this is like K-Rhymes is barely ever outside. He's definitely not pulling up on a scene just to skate, for the most part, especially at this time. Like downhill was like not even cool.
I think that was definitely a big time, him coming out, because a lot of people got put on to Powell at that time too.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, exactly. Kind of
got the nod from the man himself.
Exactly. Yeah, we got the nod. Kev came in. So I was working at the airport. Like I said, I had a million jobs, but I was working at the airport, Asheville Regional at the time, in the kitchen, and I was cooking. For anybody that wanted to know, I do have chef skills. But yeah, went to go pick up Kevin from the airport. Picked up Kevin, just like getting off a shift. And yeah, it was super cool. Definitely like opened the floodgates for like all the Powell blessings that we've gotten so far. And yeah, we had like snake races, like just kept sending boxes of like
Pacer race.
I freaking owe you a beat down from that Pacers race, don't I?
Oh, you took
forgot.
your shirt off.
I took my shirt off to beat you in that thing.
It was cold out.
Yeah, it was freezing. Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Kev for being the man. Thinking we were cool enough to come visit and, support. He definitely busted our ass about how much of degenerates we were at the time. Like Kev's Kev. And like, he just came in and just like starts cleaning the bathroom immediately. And I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, oh, shit. But yeah. So, kind of gave us a little slap on the wrist and then, just blessed the hell out of us. Definitely didn't deserve it, but, Yeah, shout out Kev.
Shout out. I heard a story about a time when you worked in the airport, like your car got ran into or something.
Who'd you hear that from? Who'd you hear that from?
I just hear things.
No, I don't. I don't know. I got hit. I must have got hit. No, we're not going into this. Tyler, stop giving Dan bad information.
I don't know. I didn't hear it from him.
No, yeah, I don't know. What's the statute of limitations on hit and runs?
Hey, we can just leave it at that.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
Oh boy.
Oh, forgive me.
Well, I got another guest question here.
Oh Lord,
from one of your old roommates.
Okay.
Phil Scar. Here goes.
No way.
Hey, 35 Wall Grip, it's Philip Scar here. Here's my question for Rick.
Oh Lord.
Hey man, what's up with you? What's up with you crashing people out all the time, bro? I'm not sure how it is these days, but I mean, back in the day, for at least 3-4 years, I was living in fear of skating in front of you. You got the name Rick the Brick. I mean, you were coming up behind people in corners, crashed them out. Like everyone was getting hurt, you know. It was a terrifying time. Also, when is your rap career starting, dude? Like, you've been hyping this up for like 6 years or something. I even forgot your rap name at this point because it's been so long. Hey, and I've heard you record some tracks, hey, but you never dropped them. So, yeah, what's up with that?
All right. Fair enough, Philly. Fair enough. Okay, the first thing, the Rick the Brick, I don't know where that came from. I don't know who decided that was a good name. It was definitely McKeon. But I think it took a while for people to get used to seeing somebody with this level of like speed. You know, I mean, Pocket Milk asked me a question about speed earlier, so it was like, obviously it's a thing. But it took a while for, I think, all the people in NC to really figure out like, oh, this guy is like really just fast. We're getting an Amber Alert right now. Should I kill this? Sorry.
No worries.
But yeah, no, I think it took a while for people to really understand that I was like not going to, or even at times able to adjust my speed when gaining, when like, you know, coming up that fast to them. And it's just a scary thing, I think, to turn around. Like David's explained this to me a million times because he is one of them. Like David and Phil would absolutely not skate in front of me for years, and like came to like the conclusion, you know, because it's a scary thing to turn around and see me just like gaining on you like that. So, you know, it's a little understandable. But I think the only person I've really ever crashed into and feel bad about it, I don't think I've crashed into that many people. But Ashley, I crashed into Ashley at a Brixton super early on. And then at the time I was like, oh no, it wasn't my fault. That was totally you. And then I like go back and like watch this video like years later, and everybody at the time was like telling me like, no, dude, that you totally just crashed into her. And yeah, and I did like really aggressively. So I'm sorry, Ashley. You know, and it was a part of it. It definitely took some time for me to sort out my momentum, because I just don't slow down. Like I just have to figure out how to make people comfortable with me being around.
Mass times velocity equals
yeah, it's just
Rick.
It's just something that's really hard to you know, stop. So it took me a while to figure out.
What about the second part? Your rap career.
My rap
What's
career
up with that?
is Good Rich. Good Rich, the album is dropping soon enough. Phil, I need you and Nick to A&R that.
Looking forward to it.
But yeah, not too soon, so I wouldn't hold your breath.
We'll see.
We'll see.
So Rick, I wanted to get into you know, longboarding. It's a bunch of white folks for the most part. And you
Shout out white folks.
and you being a black man, I wanted to kind of get your perspective with, this goofy longboard scene that we have.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you asking, Dan. It's sick. I don't know. I haven't really noticed anything. Like, it really doesn't, like, I'm from the South. Like, it's freaking something that's, more prevalent here and, like, other stuff that I do. But, yeah, I really don't run into it at all in the downhill scene. It's like, it's more likely that my downhill friends, like, are going to say something to you before I even have to, I've had that happen with, like, Tyler or something like that. Like, I think somebody said something like that around me. And, like before I even felt the need to, like, say something back, like, the homies had my back before even I needed to. So, it's super nice to have a community and a scene that's, like, super inclusive, super supportive of pretty much everybody. And, yeah, that's all I'll say about it, really. It's definitely, I get it. No, I was going to say, like, I get it, like, in races when, like, I feel, like, a little bit of extra energy. But, like, I really don't feel it at all, honestly. It's really nice to, like I said, have a great community. And, have, like, a little bubble of a utopia where I don't feel like shit like that goes down. So that's probably why I like it so much. So, yeah. Or one of the reasons.
Well, right on. Yeah, it's, I only kind of see things from my perspective, and, it's cool to kind of get your take on things. And I think we really do have a pretty inclusive
exactly.
scene here.
Yeah, there's, like, I'm sure there's shows out there where people don't get asked, like, not even just shows, like, this is what you're doing now is, like, what the community is like as far as, like, opening the space for everybody. Like, I've never, even when I first started, in Florida, in Alabama, we're all a bunch of weirdos in downhill. So, it just works out. Nobody's looking at your skin. It's like your style. So,
absolutely. Yeah, man. Just wanted to kind of touch on that, and
appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we do have a pretty inclusive scene. I think that's, all we can really do is, to grow. And, we're lucky to have that, like I said. Maybe
sure.
It's not like that everywhere, but, yeah.
We certainly got it in spades. So, yeah.
No doubt. Cool, man. Thank you.
No
Moving on, I got some other questions for you. I hear you're,
Scott.
Well, I know that you're quite the golfer, because I've golfed with you before.
Thank you, Dan.
Where do you stack up in the Asheville scene?
Well, I'd just like to say that I'm a segue. I told Dan I was gonna do this. When you get the call for 35 ball grip, I just so happened to be golfing. I was golfing with Preston. And, man, getting the call feels different. So if you do get the call, be ready for it, because it's pretty heavy coming from Dan. It's like, all right. It's like, hey, Dan, what's up? Expecting him to be like, you trying to go to Elk, or, trying to grab a drink or something like that. But this was the call. He kind of just did a pause. He was just like, what's up, Rick? And he just kind of did the pause. And I was like, oh, this is the call, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't even say it. You were like, is this the call? And I was like, yeah, this is the call.
Feels good. But yeah, no, I'm more than an avid golfer. I did, like you told me to. I beat Preston that day. Love you, Preston. Just by a couple strokes. It's all good.
Nice.
But yeah.
I didn't want to throw your game off.
Where do I stack up?
Where do you stack up?
The top. The top of the stack.
Hell yeah. What about Cam?
What about him? Are we talking about the American stats or the Canadian stats?
Oh.
Because Cam's Canadian.
Cam's Canadian?
Yeah.
What?
That's what I've heard. But, he's a pretty good golfer. Like, if we talk, okay, all the homies that golf, it's you, me, Cam, Pocket Milk. Pocket Milk's real dirty out there. He's got a nasty little draw.
Oh, shit.
So does Preston. Preston probably hits it the furthest, I'll say.
Yeah?
Yeah, out of all of us.
He's got that driver.
And then Cam's consistently hitting further shots
Cam can smack it.
than me, unfortunately.
You smack it pretty hard.
I can smack it, but I play a fade, so it freaking goes the other way, spins a lot. But, am I better from 150 yards in than Cam? All day. I'm the nastiest thing out there. But, yeah, well, that's all. I can say that now. But I'm sure you'll get around to him eventually, and he can say whatever he wants about scores and stuff.
We got to get like an APB tournament going on
We do.
one of these days.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Like a 4-on-4 scramble or something.
That'd be sick. Definitely, as long as I'm not on Cam's team, I'm good to go.
I know there's some other people out here that golf.
I actually love Cam. I don't want to make it seem like I don't actually love that guy, but yeah.
He might have something to say when this comes out. We'll see.
He'll be fine.
I heard, were you ever sponsored by Quebec?
Oh, God, David. No, but I did hit them up at one point. I was like, if they can give Ben Dub a pro model, and he's like, I don't know, he's just out in the middle of nowhere, he's doing snowboard stuff, then certainly, I could get one. But I was just being silly. I just hit him up one day.
I heard you made like a phone call or something.
Random. Yeah, I think the guy was I don't know his name. I think he was at it was funny to meet the guys that actually skate for Quebec. The Montreal guys that came here recently. They're super sick. But yeah, I think I called the guy on he was at his kid's birthday party or something like that. And I was like, hey, you guys sponsoring people right now or something? He was like, hey, could I give you a call back on Monday? I don't know. It's probably the weekend. Yeah, I was wilding. But that's that story.
Just wanted to run that by you.
Yeah. Thank you, David.
Well, kind of wanted to see. You got some other video parts I wanted to get into.
Okay.
You got a few S1 parts. You got the Fast N Craw. I think it's down Casper.
Yes, there's that one. Shout out to S1 for being an awesome brand and kind of supporting a lot of stuff. Freaking been getting lids from them for a while, and have always pretty much kept me safe. I don't know how many collisions I've actually taken, but for the most part, everything's still there. Yeah, Casper, that was a crazy one. That was actually filmed by Matt. Most of my stuff was filmed by Matt. But yeah, that was a day. It was me, Marshall, Matt, and Mikey. A lot of M's. But
a lot of M's.
Yeah. Went out there that day, just on the mission to, scope it, skate it, and film it. And it's supposed to be me and Marshall. Marshall's got a run on it too, I think, at least the top portion. But yeah, just kind of wanted to check that one off the list because it's insane. And had the rental car, and it was wet the first part of the day. And yeah, just had to get after it. Sounds crazy.
I've seen you've had a couple runs down that road. You have a fascination with speed and danger.
Yeah, I do really. I mean, that one I had to check off because it's literally the steepest thing we have. Steepest state maintained road in North Carolina. It's in the books. So yeah, I had to check that one off. But it's a crazy run, freaking, and also just following Dex. Dex has one there, and I forget who. Ronnie's got one.
Yep.
I think mine predates his a bit, and somebody else has one on there as well. I think Chase and Cavon had one before mine came out.
I think it's called DK.
Yeah.
That was a pretty cool vid in the fog.
That was a cool vid, yeah. And kind of had to follow that whole deal up. And I was like, damn, okay, I can do this. I can do this fast, but it's terrifying. And I can't do, the one corner that Dex kind of grips that you shouldn't. I was like, I can't do that because the pavement's gone. So
I do not like that road. Taken one singular run down that road ever.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I do owe that one a little bit more because you can, I did slide in the chicane, but that was also my first day skating. I think I had those RF1s. That was on RF1s. So no, that was my first day skating Paris 150s. So yeah, and just was like still figuring them out a little bit. But there's like a rebate to get there, but also you got to go like 65 into the gnarliest little shutdown thing. So yeah, I don't know if it's fully worth it, but maybe one day.
I thought it was sick.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
maybe you could nuke it a little harder, but I mean, it's on paper.
It's on paper. It's on paper. Go for it yourself if you'd like to. Now the pavement's terrible.
Yeah, it's just gonna get worse.
Yeah. So yeah. Like I said, I try to get them. I try to get them in those windows where not a lot of people can take cracks at them after me, or we got one of the first real fast ones, so
It's good strategy.
it worked out.
It's a real good strategy.
But yeah, there's that one. There's the one that Jake filmed. That kind of like, really cool edit. Just all the vibes. It's got like the gloves in it. It's got like my old Beamer in it. So it's just like,
I forgot about the Beamer, dude.
dude, such a sinkhole of money. But yeah, it was visually, aesthetically, one of the sickest time periods for me.
That thing was cool.
It was cool. It was hot.
It was literally hot.
It was literally, the AC didn't work. But yeah,
That thing,
it looked sick in a video.
that thing have a license plate on it?
Dude, it did. It had a totally legal license plate, and there's no story to tell there. Is there, Dan?
How do you feel about bearing spacers?
It took me a while. So I've like over the years, like most of my setup is just basically what the homies have decided I should be skating. After years of just like understanding that I don't understand a setup and how stuff works. I'm pretty sure I had my bushings backwards for years. I think I had like my, what is this supposed
You
to
did.
be?
You
Yeah,
did.
Dan remembers that. I think Dan's probably the one that, you're probably the one that told me that I needed to swap them. But yeah, it takes me a while. I don't know. I think I had it in my head for years that like, oh, I skate from the back. So like, I need like I need like softer bushings back there or something.
Yeah, you're running like harder bushings in the front and no bearing spacers.
I was like, no, I need the front to be stable, dude.
I think I gave you bearing spacers like at the top of Elk at
Yeah.
one point. I hope you still have them.
Yeah, no, I've been running
Maybe
it
you
a
took
lot
them out.
more reasonable, since I got the eras and they've got like actual tolerances. So, but yeah,
Yeah, I think like
that's a thing.
your wheels were like chattering. You had like some like mids on, and I was like, how are those chattering?
I still get that sometimes. I just think I do a hell of a thing to like bearings. Like I think I put so much side load into stuff. Like
Yeah, that
you would
too.
not believe, like every wheel
You're like warping your
feels
bearings.
like a free ride wheel to me. It's different, so
It's different.
it's just
being
something I've
Rick on
learned.
these-
It's just
on these
something.
hills.
Yeah, it's just something I've learned to skate with. Like I learned to skate with just that much slop in my life, just to keep things reasonable. Could you imagine me on a setup that was just completely dialed? That wouldn't be good.
It'd be too powerful.
I don't think it'd be good for me or people. So
You just gotta do like one thing, like run 2 bolts in the front or
I
something
run like 2 bolts in the front. What do you mean?
instead of like 2 pieces of hardware.
Oh, I usually just run 3.
Yeah, 3's enough.
3's fine. Yeah. I think somebody does 2 bolts though.
It's a dangerous game.
It is. It is.
What's are you doing anything with Inside Line? What's
Inside
been going on
Line.
with Inside Line? Yeah.
So I think we're in the middle of kind of like just transitioning that show into like a little bit different kind of mold right now. Definitely lived for a while on TBO, and may still love Matt, and we're still kind of sorting things out with that, but there'll definitely be something to come soon. Probably in the next couple months with Inside Line. So it's definitely a passion project. Love the hell out of it. It does take some considerable amount of work, and it's really hard to squeeze that into like trying to skate a bunch and, life and trying to, progress and do different things. So, but yeah, it'll be back soon enough. And, yeah, we'll definitely tie it in to, everything we got going with 35 all grip now. It's freaking sick.
Y'all shouted me out when I first started.
Of course, dude.
Yeah,
Of
I
course.
got the shout out. Appreciate that.
Have to. Yeah.
That was nice. That was nice of y'all.
Just shout out the passing of the bug is freaking. Yeah, it's good to see you like continuing freaking. I don't know, not even continuing. Like this is something completely different, and get to see people's like faces in front of the lens, and just more Asheville, more Southeast, East Coast stuff like happening. Like that's that's the whole goal. I feel like is just to give us our own industry because we need it honestly. As far as many people skate here, as many hills as we have, like it's basically building the foundation for that, and this is it. So cheers to that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, man, a lot of stories to tell, and
Oh yeah,
a lot of things to share. So that was kind of my inspiration with it for sure. Kind of building off you and everyone else too. I was like, man.
absolutely.
But yeah, I hope Inside Line picks back up. I liked what y'all were throwing down.
100%. No, we'll be back with it. We'll be back when we definitely know how much everybody loved it, and how much of an impact it made to stuff. So we'll be back with it soon enough for sure.
Looking forward to it.
Hell yeah. But until then, we got 35 all grip dropping bi-weekly. I don't know, I hate to put the pressure on you, like bi-weekly, weekly, every day.
Maybe eventually I can do. I'm doing one a month now, but maybe
funny.
in the future if I can finagle the time.
No, loving the hell out of it. Yeah, love all the interviews so far. And,
thank you. Had to get you on. I mean,
sky's the limit. Yeah. We got to get some of those West Coast fools on here.
I know.
Yeah,
I've been kind of waiting for some people to travel here and
we'll get them.
Get on.
We got GRC coming up. So
you got GRC coming up.
That'll be good.
We'll see. Might be able to sneak someone on here.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So I mean, you've done a little bit of traveling.
A little bit
with skating. We went out to Colorado.
Yeah.
About 5 years ago.
That was sick.
Went to Devil's Peak. It's quite the trip.
Bring back Devil's Peak, dude.
Bring back Devil's Peak.
That one was really good. Wheel of Death. Putting what was that? Like Chef Boyardee in the fire. I think we remember. We had like a night mission.
It was like a bomb.
Yeah, we were like, I accidentally left one in there and exploded over at our campsite.
Ravioli bomb.
So we decided to go to the big campfire and just throw a few in there and see what happened. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good time.
It's a good time.
Insane. Yeah.
Forest almost burned down. That was pretty crazy.
A
tree caught on fire. That was kind of wild.
Fucking super easy. Not super easy. You were torched at the end of the trip, but Dan was so pissed at us because we were like, we got to stop at every single. Me and Ashley were like, we got to stop at every dispenso. We got to stop everywhere before we leave. And he's like, dude, they have different stuff at different ones. And like, I know now that they don't. They're all the same. But like, then we were like, we got to hit everyone. Dan's like, you guys are fucking killing me. He's like sick.
I had like bronchitis bad. Like, Colorado just does. I mean, just from being in altitude and smoking and being around campfires and.
Yeah, that was an insane weekend. We like drove up.
We didn't sleep.
Yeah, no, not at all. We like drove up, slept for like a few hours at the top of one of the 14ers, like adjusting while we're like sleeping.
Trail Ridge, I think.
Yeah, wherever they do like speed church or something like that. Got out.
It was cold as hell.
Got out, skated it. I remember y'all skated it like leathered up and faster and shit. I'm like in the back, like still air braking because I'm like, damn, this is like, it looks fast, but it's not fast. Like everything out there looks like you're about to be hauling dick through it, but in like corners you should slide for. But yeah, I just remember standing up and my legs being torched at the end because it's
every road is so long.
Yeah, so long compared to out here. So definitely not built for the West Coast, but I love it.
Yeah, it was a cool time. Yeah.
Good trip.
Bring back Devil's Peak, man.
We should totally do that again without like the crazy drive somehow.
Let's fly next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking back, I was like, it probably would have been like the same price.
Yeah,
so you factor in gas.
But those are ripped, dude.
That was such
you,
a rip.
me, Ashley, Muff, Tyler, Cake.
Motley crew.
Crazy.
Motley crew.
Crazy crew.
Yeah, we encountered the police multiple times.
Freaking threw up in the hay bales. in the freaking corner. Nobody knows that.
You did?
Remember that night we were driving back up?
Oh, yeah. Oh, from the brewery.
From the brewery, dude. Destroyed. Such a good time.
Secret's out. If you hit a hay bale and party right, might have got Rick's throw up on you.
Maybe so.
So. Happens.
It happens.
But yeah, that was incredible.
That was a good one.
I remember when we got back into North Carolina, we skated that like patchy highway bomb. I've like only skated it that one time. But like
the one like coming back in from Cherokee or something like that?
It might have been. I can't
remember.
Like
SoCo Gap? No, SoCo comes back. I don't know.
I don't know what road it was, but
crazy.
It like rejuvenated me. Like almost died. I was like, all right, cool. We're almost home.
We're back.
We back.
Yeah. A lot of roads out here will do that to you. Near death, yeah.
Oh yeah. What's your favorite one of your favorite roads around here to skate?
Asheville specifically?
Yeah.
Probably Town Mountain. As far as just like vibes, like favorite thing to just go to. I like town a bunch.
Okay. Weave into the neighborhoods, or are we talking town top to bottom?
Oh, weaving the neighborhoods for sure. Like, yeah. Like my relationship with roads has like changed over the years, like as far as what you love, you know. It changes. So like maybe before, I don't know. No, never mind. Balboa is probably my favorite road. I'll take that back. Yeah.
Hey.
Because you can do a little bit of everything on that.
Have you been there recently?
I have. It's back on. I hate to put that out on the airwaves, but like it's a little bit back on.
Oh my God, it's back.
Yeah. So just be careful. Don't heat it up, guys. Okay. If you skate Balboa, I fucking already said it, but you've seen the reels on it, so it's not me. It's the Durr brothers. But yeah, a couple runs, get out of there. We don't need the Lake Lure smoke. Oh fuck! I just said where it is.
It's all right.
It's fun.
People know.
Be reasonable, boys.
We were kind of talking, we kind of brushed about you kind of crashing at a Brixton. Mm-hmm. Had a little run-in. We used to have some turkey Brixtons going on, and I remember a certain Brixton where there was it's like a Brixton brawl, maybe you could call it. It was like a heavyweight matchup.
Oh my God.
So,
yeah, I do remember this one.
You and good old Matt.
He started it.
Who won?
I had to close him out. I think I'm like really who sent Matt to Europe, you know. After I'm just kidding. I love you, Matt. But no, yeah, just a little brawl at the top. Sometimes things get physical, you know. We've been building up for a while, just that energy of like, you know, who's the fastest on the East Coast. And kind of built up and kind of came out, I think, right there. There's videos somewhere. I don't know who has it, but
I think he had you first round, but
he had me first round.
I think he won the battle
because I didn't know. Matt just comes like, you know, hobbling down the like, we're all up in the cul-de-sac. He just like comes like down. I don't know what we were doing. I think I like threw his board down there maybe, or like hit him with. I like threw water at him or something like that, like him and Jack or something like that. And then he was like, "Oh, it's like green light." He was like, "Let's go time."
It's just all that built up tension over the years.
That's it. But yeah, and then I got him and I hip flipped him. So and then he had to go to something super formal.
He was like meeting his family or something at a restaurant.
He was like, "Yeah, I'm on my way somewhere," and then we just did all that. Gotta love him. Nobody really like keeps me on my toes like the Dykes did in those days. It was a good time.
Yeah, shout out Matt.
He's
living his best life in Berlin right now. So
he is eating all kind of weird shit.
Oh yeah, he's doing awesome things. So, who is the fastest skater on the East Coast? Because Matt said it was Jack.
I mean, if we want to go like ethereal, like, you know, the feeling of who's the fastest skater on the East Coast, okay, it's Jack all day. You know, he's the person we got throw your socks in the fire from.
Yeah, major contribution.
But who's like the guy? Who do you got to check in with? You know, Who you got to check in with when you land on the East Coast? It's me all day. I'm the fastest. Come on. You know, I basically like the idea of like putting our runs up like to each other. Like, you know, if you got a Casper run, you know, you got to run me that. Basically, you got to run me your Casper run, or you got to run me your Talks Away. Because, you know, I'm holding the belt. There's a lot of fast folks here. I'm not like blindly saying like, you know, there's not a ton of super fast people here. Like Dan's one of them. Like people that'll just like, yeah, just handle every road with, you know, speed and like ease and stuff like that. But I don't know if there's that many like ragers with like the rager mentality with like the Evren Ozan, like just point it and go, you know. So I might be one of the last few that really is reckless abandoning out here. So I'll hold it for now.
The last
Lucas
of his kind.
Lucas is coming for it though.
Oh yeah,
Lucas is coming. I got to be worried about that guy.
he's got a suit and arrow lid, so he better be at Soldiers.
Yeah, he's got to put on like a couple pounds, but
I think he will.
he's dangerous. He's dangerous. He's got that like little thing in the eyes where it's like, you know, you don't really know what's going on in there.
Yeah, he's, you know,
Yeah,
he's like our I mean, he's like our prodigy at this point.
yeah.
So
He's gonna be good. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah. If you want the smoke though, you got to check in with Rick.
You got to check in when you land at I don't know, ATL. When you land at, you know,
Yeah, give him a call before you
Give you a
get
regional.
into town.
you know, hit my line. Just say what's up.
So you've been riding with Arbor skateboards for a while.
Oh yeah. Maybe like 2017, 2018, for sure.
That's legit, man. When's a Rick Pro model? When are you gonna get a Pro model, dude?
Ooh, yeah. I try to stay out of those, you know, talks until the talks. But yeah, I don't know. I just appreciate the support from Arbor for freaking years. Like, they're definitely the reason I've been able to skate a bunch, skate like the volume that I have. Like, I don't know. I remember when we first got here, we were like sharing, you know, David's moonshine. Was it moonshine? Not moonshine. Cloud ride boxes, basically.
Oh yeah.
Like, I just remember skating like those blue cloud rides for like ever. It's like, we got, you know, when your mom says we got food at the house, like, you know, those are like we got wheels at the house.
We got wheels at home, yeah.
And they're like blue cloud rides or like cubes, you know.
Oh
sugar
yeah.
cubes. Yeah.
The sugar cube era.
So yeah, eventually got like blessed up by Arbor. After dropping like an Iggy's run, I think the Iggy's run really got me on there, and just talking to Dan Mack, you know, Lord Mack, put me on, and yeah, it's been rocking with him ever since, from Sucrose to the now Arbor lineup and the downhill lineup. So if you haven't copped, go cop something.
Check it out.
Oh yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking for that Rick Pro model. We're just gonna speak it into existence right now. So
Let's get it speaking, dude. Let's get it speaking. I think people would cop it. And
waiting for the Richard Allen Pro model.
hey, it'd be cool. It'd be cool. Super cool. What we get on there? What we put on there? Like a put on the bottom of there like a backwood. That's why they can't give me things like this, and I understand.
Can't have nice things.
Can't have nice things because I just put a backwood on the bottom of it.
I'd cop it.
Let's go.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I got some questions I want to run by you.
Okay. What we got, Dan?
I ask everyone these. Just want to get your opinion.
What we got?
Are you a round lip guy or a square lip guy?
Round lip, for sure.
Okay.
All day.
Kind of what I thought.
I think like probably the vices, like a round lip. The vices are like, you know, vices from like Sucrose days, but like now like the towel wheels, like a wheel that just will keep you on the road, but also is a round lip and you can do whatever at high speeds. Nothing like it. But I love a square lip, like just being able to point it and stuff, and you know, go as fast as possible. But I choose usability, like fluidity over anything, like being able to flick out a slide, you know. And that's not, for me, it's not always super comfortable on square lips or big square lips. Like I just now have gotten my first sets of mags. Just because for years I've always felt like, oh, I can skate a smaller wheel and it's fine because I'm big as hell. But it doesn't work like that. And but yeah, they're just really big, kind of weird to get over the edges of them for me at times. And yeah, so definitely round lips.
Respect. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite kind of pavement?
Ooh,
if you had to pick.
I like to call it like that. We got a lot of it here, a lot of it in Tennessee. Basically, that Edward Cullen, that sparkly.
Oh yeah.
That kind of shiny tint in it when you're driving up it, and it's just gray, and you can see it sparkling. That's when it's like premium, premium grade. But
yeah, I got to bring back the sparkle pave. I feel like they're like paving roads with a different.
Yeah, the formula's definitely changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was maybe the super expensive stuff. But
the new stuff's fine, but like the sparkle pave.
It's like new developments get it. It's like Toxway has it now, like newer places. So
it's that premium.
But yeah, that or something that's a little bit like airy or like rumbly, like a flat top, something that you can kind of float over.
Okay.
That will completely destroy you if you land on it, but you kind of float over the top of it. All the slots feel the same. So something like that.
Cool. Yeah. If you had to pick an all-star lineup of people to go out skating with, who are you taking and where are you going?
It's a big bus, right? It's like as big as I want it to be. That's what I was thinking about before, because I know this is one that comes across.
Well, I mean, you drive a
sedan.
Don't
make it my car. Don't make it the sedan. That's not. That skate trip's not going too far.
Let's say 4 people.
Oh, 4? Gotta give me like 6.
6?
I didn't even come in thinking like 4 at all.
All right, we can do 6. Fine.
Gotta give me like a small, like a minivan of people.
We got a minivan.
Probably just all day ones. Probably just got to do like a Dylan Glass. That's my that's his best man. That's my guy. And yeah, taught me how to slide. Taught me how to look cool sliding. Dylan and Win. I get 6 folks, 4 more. I get David and Tyler. And then see, that's why it's so hard, dude. It's terribly hard. And then the 2 kickers are you can't even say it, dude. Can't even say them.
You're gonna have to. You gotta pick, dude.
It's maybe a Drayon and Garrett.
Okay.
Drayon, Johnny. The bubble there is crazy. The bubble's crazy. It's so ugly. Yeah, but there's no way.
Those are good picks, though. Where are you going?
Solid picks. Probably Marvin.
Okay.
There's a road in Alabama called Marvin. And then, I don't know, something else more exotic. My brain's pretty simple when it comes to roads, so probably let David decide or something.
Let someone else decide.
Let somebody else pick.
Who do you think's got the best style, men and women? Who you got?
Ooh, best style? Are we talking about downhill? Are we talking about free ride kind of style?
Whatever.
Best style. God. Anybody you ask in the Southeast for guys, it's pretty much going to land at Dre because he's the epicenter.
Yeah, I mean,
style.
He's been... Yeah,
unfortunately.
He's taken that category.
Not unfortunately. Guy just oozes it.
He's got style, dude. Undeniable.
I'll say for guys, I'll say either Lars or Dre because, they're both pretty cracked with it. Not to say that my style is like either of them, but yeah, they're definitely who you aspire to. And then for ladies, God, it's got to be I don't know. I feel like I got to go back a little bit. I don't know. Amanda Powell has always had amazing style.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So.
Shout out Amanda. I don't know if she's still skating or not anymore, but she was
no, she was a shredder for sure.
Yeah, like
Super stylish.
I think she
I
was
just remember
ahead of
the
her
old
time.
was it the old Blood Orange videos?
It might be. She was. God, what she?
I think they were Blood Orange or Caliber videos. Super. She's got some good ones.
I can't remember who she was riding for. I think she rode for a few companies.
And then I don't know. Yeah, that's probably it.
What about who's the GOAT in your mind, men and women?
The GOAT, I guess, like, depends on like what you like. Like, it's really gonna per person depend on like if you're a downhill guy, like Kevin's probably your GOAT, or like undisputable. You can't really say like Kevin's not the GOAT because like nobody's held it down for multiple years like him. But like free ride, which is like basically the stuff I like the most. And you know, it just so happens to be what I like the most, and my GOAT's gonna align with that, and I have to say Liam. You know, Liam's like, I love James. He put down, James probably is like the GOAT for like putting down like, I don't know, Liam or James, because it's like they both put down, you know, the craziest stuff, the fastest stand up. Like,
Oh yeah.
James did it on like square lips and stuff, like, but yeah, they're like the prototypes, you know, who I watch the most videos of. You know, Liam, like, just kind of doing free ride and continuing to kind of hold the flag for like free riding. Like, I love the Liam's World video, just kind of because it kind of says all the stuff, you know, that all the free ride boys wanted to say without actually saying it. You know, he definitely like waves the flag. So yeah, I'd have to say like Liam for sure.
Good pick.
Thank you.
What about for women? Who's the GOAT?
Emily.
I mean,
Yeah.
great pick. It's hard to dispute that.
Like, I personally have never been prosecuted. You know, I love Em. I know she's crazy fast. I'm not putting any sauce on this. I'm not trying it at all. But like, I personally haven't. But like, you know, I've seen her do it to many of the homies. So it's like it's you know, she's the GOAT, no doubt. Like,
I've been
until somebody
prosecuted like I don't even know how many times.
Yeah, I've just been lucky, like, to be on the other side of the bracket at
Yeah.
the last. It was a knob. Yeah, so you know, I'd rather keep it like that.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, M's the GOAT, no doubt.
Great picks.
Thank you.
I think I have another guest question actually.
Oh wow!
I totally forgot. I got another guest
three-piece?
question.
Let's go.
This is from Rob Green.
Robbie, what? When are we filming this part, Rick?
What is the left that you cannot grip?
Why would he even phrase it like that? He's taking shots. No, freaking dump truck. Dump truck is totally grip. I've yet to find a driver. I think that's maybe where we're holed up right now. I got to find somebody that's willing to risk it, to roll the dice with me.
Oh my gosh, Rick.
But you know, you just slide that right before it. It's got a little pavement patch in it now, but you just give it a little extra 5 or 10 feet, and then you just go. We'll see it soon enough.
Let me know when you go. I'll stand on the corner and make sure.
Are you gonna announce you'll be down there in the corner?
Yeah.
35-volt grip mic, like.
Yeah, we're here today to watch Rick grip this left that you can't grip.
It's all grip, no doubt. 35-volt grip. It's a little bit more than 35, but yeah, we'll do it. We'll get it done.
What's your stance with you know, there was I'm not sure the guy's name, but he was talking about why downhill skateboarders' knees get hurt.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What's your stance on that?
I think that's like some Frank's channel. I forget the name of it, but it seems pretty cool. They're giving like a bunch of advice on like, you know, ways to come back from injuries and downhill and stuff like that. And it's like a good way to avoid it is just don't do squat slides. You know, I think Kev's been preaching it for years. I've been saying it at times. Like, you know, just don't get the right leverage, and it puts a lot of load bearing forces on your knees. I can't really do that like I forget what he called it, but like where you really like tuck your knee all the way down. I've never really been able to do that just because I'm like bow-legged and freaking, yeah, just my legs don't work like that. But you know, I have like different inputs that I use, and it seems to be safer.
So just standing tall is the move.
Just stand tall, you know. Yeah, until you just learn how to like take L's backwards, like, you know, low side, almost all the time. Like, you know, high siding is a sin. So
I think the best way to not hurt your knees is just not slide at all.
true.
Don't even slide.
That's true. But yeah, you know,
Grip that left.
Tucking is bad for your knees, so I try to avoid that as much as I can.
Tucking's really bad.
So
Tucking is bad.
that's just my excuse. I'm really just like a lazy East Coaster. It just has no concept of tucking.
Well, yeah, a lot of roads here. It's like, do you want to tuck more? I mean, you're already going pretty fast. So, but shout out to people with good tucks.
Yeah, no, you guys are killing it, doing whatever, you know, doing the tucking, because it's certainly not me. I respect it. You know, it takes a lot of discipline. I'll say that, to just stay down there in a very uncomfortable position. But gotta have it.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Well, Rick, I think we're kind of getting towards the end here.
Are we?
A little bit.
It's been a rip, Danny. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of see if you had any shout outs. You wanted to shout out to anyone or anything?
Yes, absolutely. Shout out Downhill, shout out skateboarding for just always being there for me. Like, shout out the community, shout out, you know, yeah, just all of it, just because, you know, it's been such a beautiful thing for me to have, like, introduced to my life and for me to, like, follow as a passion. So shout out skateboarding, just because, you know, for the love. And shout out my Uncle Reggie. He actually passed yesterday, and you know, just wanted to get that off if I could. I appreciate you, Dan, for giving me the space, but you know, and having me on today. But yeah, shout out my Uncle Reggie. Love you, and shout out the family. I'll see you guys soon. And yeah, that's it. You know, he's a great guy. He's from basically my Filipino side of the family, and yeah, we just lost him to lung cancer yesterday. So. Again, shout out to the family. Love you guys, and I'll see you soon. And yeah, that's it. Love skateboarding.
Oh yeah, thank you, Rick.
Yeah, of course.
Do you have anything you want to plug where people can find you on Instagram or anything like that?
Yeah, plug me. Like find me on freaking Instagram, Richard26Allen. S.E.T Skate Co. Cop some gloves. We'll have gloves in stock soon. We'll have the white gloves in stock soon for Dan. Thinking about
Woo.
We'll have we've got an ad coming up in the Obsidian magazine that Skylar's, you know, getting done for everybody. Shout out to Skylar for doing Obsidian. Super sick effort. And luckily, I was able to kind of help out with writing a few articles and stuff this year and contributing some artwork and shit like that. So should be good.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, I can't wait for mine to come in the mail. Because, you know, I've only seen pictures of this ad that you cooked up. I'm interested.
Dude,
I haven't seen the final product.
No, yeah. Yeah, I'm super excited about that because it was my first chance to really do like an ad space for S.E.T and be creative and like try to mimic some stuff that I've seen in like bigger publications, you know, actual cool stuff. So we'll see what people think.
Super looking forward to it, man.
It'll be cool.
Well, Rick, I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to come over and sit down and talk about longboarding.
I appreciate you, Dan. Love you, dude. Freaking keep it going. And you know, yeah, I appreciate you having me on the show, man.
Dude, hell yeah.
Do it again for sure.
All right, if you're still listening, thanks for listening. This is 35 All Grip.
We out.
Over and out.
Go smoke a wood for me.